Browns hosting the Steelers at Huntington Bank Field Thursday night football. Let's do some things to watch. Then let's make our picks for this football game. Mary Kay, what are you watching on Thursday night?
I am watching Myles Garrett against the Steelers. He always gets up for these big games, and he added a little extra juice to this one by calling out TJ Watt for sort of disrespecting him when he won NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Not only did he call him out for that a little bit, but he said he expects him to apologize. Wow, them's fighting words a little bit. So I'm very anxious to see how that goes. We don't know if the Steelers will respond to that, if TJ will have anything to say about that whatsoever. But once again, it is the clash of titans with these two. Myles Garrett on this side, TJ Watt on this side. And once again, they're both in the running still for NFL Defensive Player of the Year this year. We never know how that's going to turn out. So that's what I'm watching.
Ashley, what about you?
I'm watching Nick Chubb again. This will be his first time on a short week this year since coming back from his big knee surgery last year, but it's also the first time he's playing the Steelers since he suffered that catastrophic knee injury out in Pittsburgh in week 2 last season. But everyone we've talked to, including Nick Chubb himself, or Mr. Chubb as Steelers coach Mike Tomlin likes to call him, has basically said they expect Nick to just act like Nick, not assign any extra emotional importance to this game. Nick said that he's just going to go out there and play the best he can. So not surprising, but it is the first time he's seeing the Steelers since that injury.
For me, look, this was supposed to be a huge football game, right? At the beginning of the season, we all had this circled. The Hard Knocks cameras were in there today. They're starting to put together some footage for Hard Knocks, which debuts in a couple weeks, the Hard Knocks AFC North. And this was supposed to be like, hey, two teams fighting for the AFC North, just kind of starting their division schedule. Thursday night football, this game's going to mean everything. Well, for one team, it means everything. For the other team, the Browns, they're just trying to play spoiler. But that being said, it does have the potential for a trap game because the Steelers did just play the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday a few days ago. So there's always that. And the Browns, unfortunately, at 2-8, they are left to simply play spoiler. Now, it's time for our picks. I don't think the Browns are going to play spoiler. Weird league, right? Anything can happen. If the Browns are going to upset the Steelers, this game is primed for it to happen. But again, we've seen it over and over again with this football team. They just usually don't rise to that occasion. And they might make it close. They might make it interesting. I think it will be close because that's how all Steelers games are. But I think Pittsburgh's going to win this game. And I'm going to go Pittsburgh 18, Browns 15. Ashley, what about you?
Yeah, I'm with you, Dan. I just can't pick this Browns team right now to play spoiler, especially because you look at these two teams. While the Browns, it feels like nothing is going right. The Steelers, no matter what's thrown at them right now, it seems like they can overcome it all, including not scoring a touchdown last week against the Ravens and instead beating them with 6 field goals. So it just feels like a lot of things are going their way right now. I agree anything can happen, but I have to go Pittsburgh in this one, and I'll say Pittsburgh 21-16.
Mary Kay, what do you think?
Well, I think it's going to be a clean sweep for the cleveland.comers today. Now, once again, I think we all can agree that when the Browns and the Steelers get together, anything can happen. This is a big game, Thursday night. The Browns are going to be up for it, even though they are only 2-8. So, of course, anything can happen. But I think the Steelers' defense is going to make a big difference here. When you get TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Patrick Queen, and all of these guys, Minkah Fitzpatrick, against this Cleveland Browns offense, which is still kind of finding its way, I just think they're going to prevail. They have a lot of takeaways. We know what TJ Watt always does. The Browns have left tackle issues, and when you have issues on the offensive line, you know, that can obviously wreck a game for you right there. So that's why I think the Steelers are going to pull this one out, but I think it'll be relatively close. I'm going with the Steelers 24-20.
Okay, we'll have full coverage late into the night, early into the morning on Friday of this football game. It can all be found at cleveland.com/Browns.